I was a passionate high carb vegan, high carb low fat vegan, missing the high energy, missing everything that this lifestyle should bring with it. So I totally crashed down and was stumbled like down there where I was and wondered, what did I do wrong? What do I do wrong? Is it the diet? Is it the lifestyle? Like, what is it? Damn! If you want to know what I exactly did every day and for exercise, watch part 1. Basically watch all parts, but I'm telling you this in part 1, so you get the bigger picture. The symptoms I'm telling you now are very common. There are much more, many more symptoms. You can just read them up on the internet. I just tell you the ones that I had and which are very common. So, why do you get the symptoms? So before the adrenals fall into exhaustion, actually the endocrine system and like the whole body gets chaotic and is affected first. So, the common warning signs you want to look out for include, I'll tell them in chronological order. The first thing I noticed was the noticeable weight gain. I just gained weight, especially around the abdominal area, and I still haven't lost it yet. Like, I don't know, maybe a bit, but I'm not sure. I just definitely gained weight, and especially in the abdominal area. I can show you, no problem. So I'm quite slim, but you know, it's just there is excess fat at my abdominals that I gained, and you know, it's not a huge problem for me, but I just kind of, you know, I wanted to get toned and the opposite happened to me. So I was like, I got confused. I got confused why I gained that weight. So I actually exercised more in order to, I just thought I exercise not enough. And I will do a video on that, why a too high cortisol makes you gain weight. Weight that is hard to lose again. Like, also, even if the cortisol is lowered again. I will do a separate video on that. Because that is very interesting and scary. Then, so it was the weight gain. Then what I noticed was that I got more fatigued during the day. I was chronically fatigued, of course, because I went out for exercise like first thing in the morning, and you just go out, and during exercise you get awake anyway. But then what happened in the rest of the day is like chronic fatigue, and it got worse and worse as I went, and I often felt tired very early, like 5 or 6 p.m. in the evening, but I resisted going to bed, so I just stayed awake until 9 or 10, which is not late, but you know, it was too late for me at that time because my body had the desperate need to recover. And then I had difficulties getting up in the morning, so I really slept in, which is not usual for me. I always was a was an early bird in the morning, but like I slept until 9 or 10. So, and that is very long. Then like I just felt, I didn't feel the lack of energy when I went running, but I felt the lack of energy in the rest of the day. Then increased, like I had to make more effort to make it through the day and through my daily tasks. Also, I noticed mood changes, and then the huge one, I had heart palpitations frequently, like especially after meals, and especially they were noticeable when I was lying in bed. So it, like, you can't imagine, like if you have it, you know what I mean, but it's so like, it's like you are running all the time. It's like you are just nervous and excited and just scared, like it's pumping, like you think it will jump out of your chest in the next moment. And it's pumping so much that you really get frightened and scared by it, especially when you lie in bed and you want to sleep, you want to calm down, and it just, like it's just not possible, and your heart won't calm down. It will just stay like at that level, and that was really scary. So that was when I really started reading, researching, going to doctors, blah blah blah. But it took a lot of time until I got like until I found out what's wrong with me. And then the even more scary thing was heart pain, like really stabbing pain. I got it like to arbitrary point of times, like during the day, like really, like I thought in the next moment I'm gonna get a heart attack. Like it really stabbed into my heart. I was really afraid, like what that was. Especially when I actually still thought, okay, exercise is healthy and for cardiovascular system and blah blah. So I still went out, maybe not in that intensity anymore, because I also just couldn't anymore, but especially when I breathed in, which is what you do when you exercise and move your body, when I deeply breathed in, that I frequently got these heart pains and heart stabbing pains. It was scary, and that is why I went to a cardiovascular expert as well. I'll come to that in a minute. And so that in the next step, I got the biggest warning sign my body could give me, but I misinterpreted it. I misinterpreted it, you know what I mean. So I got a super heavy respiratory flu, like a cold, including hurting cough. It hurt here in the throat and, you know, my nose and everything, and also went here. So, you know, that feeling when you have a thick head and everything. And so that was a really, really severe flu, which lasted for 3 weeks, and I felt really miserable. And like it never seemed to go away. And the thing is, before, usually I never got any. I didn't have flus or colds for years. And I did a big mistake. I didn't recover properly as well. So I went out for slow runs or very fast walks, because, you know, I was so used to exercise. No, I wouldn't say I was obsessed with exercise or addicted to exercise, but I got accustomed to it. So accustomed, it was my daily routine. I just got out And that is why I missed it when I had the flu, and I just didn't manage to just not do anything, which was a mistake. So I went out for slow runs after 1 week already. Yeah, and that is why it lasted so long, the flu as well. And but that was a big, huge warning sign of my body, which I didn't take as that. And then finally, like it had to come, I crashed down. I burned out like big time. I couldn't go for a run anymore. I was so weak, I was so fatigued. And that was, I think, like 1 or 2 weeks after the flu had gone away. And every attempt to jog, I just had to cancel it, kind of. And I got the heart pain immediately. I just felt like there is so much wrong with my body. So that is when I stopped exercising. So that is when I applied the emergency brake. Far too late, but rather late than never. And from then on, I slept up to 12 to 13 hours every night, and I still was tired all day long. And I got fibromyalgia. I hope I pronounce that right. That is when your muscles hurt with apparently no reason. And I have that until today. Today very, very rarely, but back then I had it like every day, especially when I woke up. I just felt like I had done hours and hours of the most intense weight exercise, like weight workouts. I felt like I had muscle pain everywhere. But that's not the normal muscle pain, but it's fibromyalgia. But the thing is, I always had it for no reason. So I kind of felt like an old lady, you know, with a not really fit body anymore. And then I got blurred sight from time to time. Like when I wanted to read something, especially at the laptop or a book, I kind of couldn't focus properly anymore. And yeah, my eyesight was just reduced. I just, like, my eyes didn't do what I wanted them to do. I never had that. I actually have very, 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 like, functional eyes, and so at least the doctors told me. So that was something that was scary. And so in general, I had sensitive senses like eyes and ears. So when I had very, very bright light, my eyes started to hurt, and it really shocked my eyes. And the same with my ears. Louder noises than usual, they really hurt my ears, and they got very, very sensitive. So I had to actually close my ears and eyes when anything, like, also if I just turned on that light, which was unexpected, and then, you know, not really, really super bright or loud things, but louder than usual. And then also a very, very scary thing was the unstable blood sugar. So I went to a doctor, and he did a checkup, a blood work on me, and diagnosed me with a tendency of going to diabetes type 2. So there I sat and was shocked. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was angry because he really wanted to tell me I went to diabetes type 2, but I did everything like that. I thought I was in the opposite direction with my diet and with my lifestyle. That is, I didn't know back then why that was, but now I know. That is, so I'll explain that in the other video why weight gain comes from too high cortisol as well. So I got a blood sugar measure gadget, and that showed me, like, neutrally that I have blood sugar spikes after every meal, especially after fruit. I was also told by the doctor that I was close to insulin resistance, and I was really scared because, you know, that is actually what you reverse by eating a high carb, low fat diet. So that is where I kind of started to know that it is not the diet that I'm eating. It must be something else in my life, in my lifestyle. And I also had increased triglycerides, whatever. So, and that, you know, that speaks for my abdominal increased fat. I know I'm not fat, but, you know, it's just still excess fat, over fat that you don't need. So basically, I was a passionate high carb vegan, high carb low fat vegan, missing the high energy, missing everything that this lifestyle should bring with it. So I totally crashed down and stumbled like down there where I was, and wondered, what did I do wrong? What do I do wrong? Is it the diet? Is it the lifestyle? Like, what is it? Damn!